Part 39. Transformed into a comic book artist. Author, Miao Bai Sheng Wu. Chapter 400. Lin Jingshu was very moved, and there was a strong unknown emotion filling her heart. She didn't expect that Susianer would be so concerned about her participation in the competition, and she felt so sweet in her heart. However, when Susianer wanted to write a song for her, she said nervously, "There's no need to write it, Mr. Su. I'm just going to feel the atmosphere of the competition. If your voice breaks on stage, your song will be ruined by me." In Lin Jingshu's opinion, Susianer doesn't have to be like this at all. Isn't this a waste? Although she wanted to know what these songs were like for a moment, as a music fanatic, if there were excellent songs, Lin Jingshu would want to know and listen to them. This is why she used to pester Susianer when she mentioned a song title. The reason for going up. Isn't it a torture to know the title of the song but not the melody and lyrics? But now Lin Jingshu held back because she didn't want to ruin the song created by Susianer. Ever since I met Susianer, her songs have always been top-notch. If she were asked to sing, she would definitely be under pressure. What's the point of participating in a competition and not winning the championship? Susianer hummed, "I wrote the song anyway, and you must sing it. Otherwise, let's keep the song in a state where you know it and I know it." Susianer knew that Lin Jingshu would share quality songs with others as soon as possible, because Lin Jingshu felt that it would be too selfish for her to keep a good song as her own. Music has no borders, and quality songs should be listened to by everyone. As she said that, she saw Lin Jingshu staring at her and said helplessly, "What do you think? This is the first Sound of Nature competition, and you just go up there and go through the motions. Don't you want to be famous? You don't want to stand on the stage by yourself. Will it be seen by the national audience? Is it recognized by everyone?" Susianer said a few words, which made Lin Jingshu stunned for a moment. She thought about the scene that the other party said in her mind, and there was indeed a pounding emotion in her heart, but after thinking about it, she still shook her head firmly. "This is your song, you should sing it. Your singing skills are so good, even more suitable. How can I have the energy? I draw comics every day," Susianer said. Seeing Lin Jingshu's speechless eyes, she couldn't help but cough. She couldn't speak anymore, but she said with a heart, "If you don't sing, I will write. I won't sing any more songs. I originally wanted to write and dance Peachland love song in the next 2 days, but after thinking about it, I won't sing or dance anymore." "How can this be done?" Lin Jingshu said anxiously. Her eyes widened instantly, and she was speechless when she looked at Susianer, who came up to cover her red lips with his mouth. Lin Jingshu wanted to struggle, but Susianer was very strong at this moment and wrapped her hands around Lin Jingshu's slim waist, making it impossible for her to break away. For a long time, both of them were panting. Susianer looked at Lin Jingshu, who was very close at hand, and seeing the confusion in her eyes, she couldn't help but ask, "Do you want to sing the song I wrote?" Lin Jingshu was about to shake her head. Susianer came closer again. Lin Jingshu felt Susianer's hot breath, and her eyes were watery, almost dripping with water. "Sing or not?" Susianer panted and looked at Lin Jingshu after not knowing how much time had passed. At this time, Lin Jingshu was dazed by being kissed and her breathing was rapid. When she heard Susianer's question, she was half a beat too slow to react before she could react. As a result, Susianer thought that Lin Jingshu would not agree. Went up to him again. After going back and forth several times, Lin Jingshu felt like she was about to suffocate. Susianer didn't give herself a chance to breathe. Her hands were so soft that she had no strength, and she couldn't push Susianer away. When the two separated again, Lin Jingshu gasped. Angry, his face turned red and turned pink, and he said quickly, "Sing, I'll sing." Susianer was still unfinished. When she saw Lin Jingshu agreed, she couldn't help but be disappointed and said, "Tisk, I thought you were going to reject me a few more times. Lin Jingshu was furious, but she couldn't answer Susiener's words at this time. She took 2 steps back and sat directly on the bed. It took her a while to recover from her dazed state. If Susiener didn't stop, she would suffocate. I went back to my room to write a song. Seeing this, Susiener said quickly to avoid the embarrassment of Lin Jingshu's reaction later, and then quickly returned to her room. Take advantage and run away, feel happy. After Lin Jingshu came to her senses at this time, she sat blankly on the bed, not knowing what she was thinking of writing. Because she didn't feel the slightest resentment towards Susiener forcing her, but instead felt a sense of happiness filling her heart. When Susiener returned to the room, she directly called Dean Li before the other party spoke. Susiener said, "Do you have any song requirements for the Tianlai sound competition?" Dean Li was stunned for a moment and then asked, "What's the request? Isn't it a singing competition? Then there must be requirements for what songs to sing, right? Should the contestants be allowed to perform freely? Then the singer's strength can only be judged based on basic skills, right?" Susiener frowned and said, This kind of selection is unfair to singers. If you think about a singer who wants to enter the entertainment industry, he will definitely have to face all kinds of things in the future, and there is no real fairness in the world. If the other party has an original song, won't the judges add points?" When Dean Li heard this, he smiled and said, "So that's it? Don't worry, the national audition of Tianlaiyan will not limit the songs that the contestants sing, and will be judged based on the singer's basic skills. But when the top 128 began, there will be scores in various aspects, and even before the start of each period, the panel of judges will decide which category of songs the contestants will sing in the next period in the form of propositions after discussion." Oh. Susiener probably knew the way of the competition, and then suddenly asked, "Do the judges have the right to recommend candidates?" "What do you mean?" Dean Li didn't react for a while. "It means that the judges recommend their juniors to participate in this competition, and each judge can only nominate one. The one who is nominated will directly enter the top 128, and does not need to participate in the audition, and is considered a seeded player." This. Dean Li was confused. Isn't this a blatant secret operation? What should the judges do when they score? Simple. When it is the turn of the singer recommended by the judge to go on stage, the judge will directly choose the average score of the other judges. Susiener said, "This can prevent unfairness to the other 128 strong, and also prevent unfairness to the seeded players." "Will this work?" Dean Li hesitated. "You can post this method on the official website and let the audience choose for themselves. If Susiener recommends, she will naturally recommend Lin Jingshu. She is afraid that if Lin Jingshu really gives up on the stage, she will be dumbfounded. If this method is used, Lin Jingshu will definitely take it very seriously. Because if Lin Jingshu directly gives up on the stage, it will damage her reputation as a judge. Susiener knows that Lin Jingshu cares about her very much, so she can only use this method. As for the judges, Susiener will of course go." When Lin Jingshu was preparing to participate in the Tianlai Zion, she decided to be a judge. OVO. Transformed into a comic book artist. Author, Miao by Shen Wu. Chapter 401. On the third day, Station P officially opened at 2 p.m. Fans have been looking forward to this for a long time. You have to know that this is the website that Miao teacher has spent 3 days to promote on a large scale. Just for this, we have to give Miao teacher face. And as long as you register as a member on Station P, you can get the benefits of Station B and Tencent Comics. Isn't it wonderful? Of course, Lu Ruyan mentioned to Susiener before that P Station has fewer profit points. Like the comic contest that Susiener thought of before, this can be done, but Lu Ruyan hopes that P Station has a stable and long-term profit method. And what is the most stable profit method? Of course, it is the membership method. So Susiener directly posted a post on Weibo. P-Station is a website I envisioned, a website for painters all over the world. But every website needs to make a profit in order to grow. One of the best ways for P-Station to make a profit is to put GG in the future, but GG is a boring thing. So tomorrow, after registering as a member of P-Station, the VIP mode will be directly opened. The VIP membership is 8 UN/month. Here I promise that P-Station will never put GG and the VIP membership will never increase the price. As soon as this Weibo appeared, it caused a lot of discussion. Susiener was quite nervous when she posted this Weibo. After all, it was her first website, and she was blatantly encouraging everyone to become a VIP member. She should be scolded, right? As a result, 10 minutes after posting the Weibo, I saw that someone really scolded her. The angry grass and wonderful pen came out of Jug. This was the one with the most likes, which made Susiener's face twitch and secretly cursed it as poisonous. However, except for this one, the others expressed understanding, and some people even found it incredible. 8 UN a month. Not even 2 digits. I've already prepared a membership of 30 UN. Look at Bilibili, 25 UN a month. Look at Taiba, 30 UN a month. Basically, it's 20 or 30 UN. It's so easy to cheat the money of otakus. Teacher Miobi can add a 2 after the number 8. 8 UN, my meal costs 50 or 60 UN. Autumn, I just grabbed 8 UN in the group today, just enough to open a 1-month membership of P-Station, so happy. 8 UN is also money. Teacher Miobi, please increase the money. I'm afraid P-Station will go bankrupt. Susiener read a lot of comments, all saying that 8 UN is too cheap. Is P-Station sure it won't go bankrupt? These made her speechless. Why do people still like to give money now? The reason why it's 8 UN is that Susiener has considered it for a long time. Small profits but quick turnover is a very clear direction. 8 UN is just stuck below the 2 digits, below 9 UN. People will sigh at a glance, it's really cheap. It is indeed cheap, but Susiener knows that many of her fans are junior high school and high school students. Most of these two groups do not have much money. Apart from the food expenses, there is not much money left in a month. If it is only 20 or 30 UN a month, how can these people get money out of their hands? Of course, the most important thing is that Susiener herself did not intend to make money from P-Station. She just wanted to have such a platform for a large number of painters to stand out. The money she made before was enough for her to spend several lifetimes. And the VIP membership is to maintain the operation of P-Station and avoid losses. It can be said that yesterday's Weibo made everyone very fond of P-Station. After all, it is now the copyright era. Almost every website has its own membership. The prices are different, but mostly the same. If it was in the 2000s, the membership of 8 or 9 UN a month was really too black. But now it is almost 2019, and the membership of 8 UN a month is not only not expensive, but even too cheap. So when P-Station opened today, countless users flocked to P-Station. Among these countless people, there are also a large number of middle-aged and elderly people who did not go online much before. Because of the China Art Association, newspapers have been promoting this matter a lot in the past 2 days, so that many middle-aged and elderly people who are not used to it but like to look at paintings have finally started to learn to surf the internet by themselves. Of course, in addition to this, the moment Susiener's fans entered the website, they began to search for how to cultivate a passerby girlfriend. You know, they have been looking forward to the licking Chiu Shiu. The black silk is simply irresistible and makes people think about it day and night. I thought that Miobi teacher would probably postpone it for a long time, but I didn't expect it to be released directly. When the search came out, many people looked at the title and cover of Passerby Girlfriend in disbelief. And there are actually 10 episodes presented below. Myobi teacher is crazy, no, Myobi studio is awesome, awesome. I rely on Myobi studio in this life. Crappy Myobi, the best thing you did was to set up Myobi studio. Now most people know that Myobi teacher usually only wants to think about the story plot, and then determine the style of painting. As for painting, of course, it is left to Myobi studio to paint. Before, someone criticized Susiener and openly looked for someone to do it for him. But since no one paid attention to him, he left the stage awkwardly. For fans, as long as the story was thought up by Susiener, the style was set by Susiener, and the plot was considered by Susiener, they would definitely watch it. Even now, if someone wants Susiener to draw it herself, fans will get angry with the other party. Damn, at that speed, don't you think it's one chapter a year? That's really an annual update. And this is not a novel. Everyone has their own writing habits. A plot is different in different hands because the writing methods are different. But in comics, it is necessary to set up a studio, otherwise it would be exhausting to draw alone. So many people agree with Myobi Studio. As a result, when everyone couldn't wait to open the book to read the passerby heroine, they found that they had to register as a member to read it. They were upset. Then they honestly registered as a member. At this time, Susiener was on the phone and asked Lu Ruyan, "How many people have registered as members now?" "Not many, just 20,000, Lu Ruyan said, and smiled, "Don't worry, little boss. I observed from the background that most people who enter the website are basically searching for your comics. After all, many people come here for the passerby girl. Some people search for the names of masters from the Art Association, others are observing the website to see what functions it has. The rest of the people are starting to register as painters on P-Station." After speaking, Lu Ruyan continued, "The number of registered members now has reached 80,000. Susiener blinked, "So many? What about the VIP members?" "A few thousand." Lu Ruyan was not in a hurry. After all, everyone was curious. Who would go to a new website to recharge money at the first time? How could they spend money if they didn't understand the functions of the website? "Why so few?" Susiener said disappointedly. Lu Ruyan rolled her eyes and said, "Myobi, don't be impatient. It's only been 5 minutes since the website was launched. Although there are not many registered members and Krypton Gold members, in just 5 minutes, according to the backend calculation, our website traffic has reached 1 million, and this number is still rising wildly." Susiener scratched her head, "Oh." Because she didn't know the website, she didn't understand the meaning of these data. Ovo. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Transformed into a comic book artist. Author, Miao by Shen Wu. Chapter 402. Although Susiener didn't know the situation of the website, she was even confused. But Lu Ruyan knew it very well. After all, since she took the job, she had to do an investigation. If a newly opened website does not have any publicity, it will definitely be closed directly in a few days due to the problem of a broken capital chain. And the traffic of a website with publicity will not be too much on the first day. As for why? Of course, it is because modern society is in the period of internet explosion. Various websites emerge in an endless stream, and basically all newly opened websites overlap with other types of websites. So why do you have to go to a new website to familiarize yourself with the website you are used to? Even the Fortune 500 group companies will not rashly build a new website. Of course, except for state-owned enterprises, the websites of the Fortune 500 groups do not have much traffic. Other private enterprises basically have their own official websites, and they all have a large number of loyal fans and users. As early as the early days of internet construction, these companies had their own foundations. Now it is nearly 2018, and every day there are thousands of websites gaining a foothold on the internet, and thousands of websites are closed down. But P-Station was shocking. Of course, before the number of users was leaked, only Lu Ruyan and the programmers who managed the website knew how many users P-Station had now. Of course, there was also Susienur, but she knew nothing and looked cute, so she was not counted as a unit. Lu Ruyan was undoubtedly shocked. Just after the website was launched, there were millions of users entering the website, which almost caused the server to crash. Fortunately, Susienur was not short of money, and the server she rented was the best, which made Lu Ruyan relieved. After chatting with Susienur and hanging up the phone, Lu Ruyan kept observing the data that day. After all, the website was just launched and had been widely promoted. It was normal for P-Station to have millions of users the moment it was launched. Moreover, the time they chose to launch the website was Sunday, when most working people were basically on holiday. And the time point was 2 o'clock in the afternoon. At this time, everyone had finished lunch, and most people who stayed at home and knew about the website would basically click in to take a look. So having millions of users was quite normal in Lu Ruyan's opinion. The key is how long these users will stay. Will they close the website when they open it and see that the interface does not suit their aesthetic taste, or will they stay for more than 10 minutes, or will they stay on the website all the time? All these data need to be collected. At 5 o'clock in the afternoon, the official Weibo of P-Station released a set of data. As of 5 o'clock in the afternoon, within 3 hours, the user traffic of P-Station reached 16 million, the registered painter users reached 1.35 million, the registered member users reached 13 million, and the number of members who opened the premium membership reached 9 million. When this news was exposed, almost the entire network was shocked. Chen Rui and Zhao Jing were speechless for a long time after seeing this data. The two of them doubted their lives directly. How long has P-Station been created? From 2009 to now 2017, it has been 8 years. When did P-Station become popular? It was last year. When Susienur was stationed at the station, a series of projects of P-Station made P-Station famous throughout the country. Now, even if people don't watch animation, as long as they go online, most people will know the website Bilibili. P-Station is now the center of ACK and the home website for otakus and housegirls in modern society. What about now? The user traffic of a P-Station on the first day of its creation almost made Chen Rui doubt his life. And Zhao Jing was similar. In the early days, all comic websites in the country were basically in the same state because of the style of painting. That is, there was little traffic, few users, and even fewer die-hard fans. In the case of few users, traffic was not even mentioned because it was too little. So everyone tacitly did not mention this matter. It was not until the appearance of Susienur last year, when the painting style changed and became natural, that everyone dared to raise this issue and compare. But what about now? The P-Station created by Susienur actually completed their journey of several years or even more than 10 years in the first place. It's really annoying to compare yourself with others. And Susienur's fans celebrated with gongs and drums. Wow, it has over 10 million traffic in one day. Which big guy can tell me how this data is? Awesome. It's awesome. I am here, let me tell you, many people don't understand user traffic, so please look at the last piece of data, the number of people who registered to open the premium membership has reached 9 million. You should know that only registered members can open the premium membership, which means that 13 million people have registered as members. And 9 million of the 13 million people have opened the premium membership. Don't you think it's awesome? Now, except for a few evergreen websites, few websites can reach this data. Turtle. Is P-Station so awesome? I am used to it. As long as teacher Miyobi wants to do something, she can definitely do it. If one day teacher Miyobi says that she is a girl who turned from a boy, I will believe her. Get out of here. Teacher Miyobi is a cute loli, and she is a boy. I think you are a gay. No more words, Nikeo Miyobi Chujug. And many people noticed the number of painters and couldn't help but be amazed. When did China have so many painters? A full 1.35 million? And this is only 3 hours of data. Isn't this too scary? Of course, anyone can register as an artist. You can register even if you can't draw, so the 1.35 million is just a figment, and the real number needs to be verified. But this is scary enough. After all, who can't draw and go to register as an artist? Are they bored? Of course, the reason why the site is so scary is that most users said, there is no way, you must register as a user to watch Miyobi's The Passerby Girl. Not only that, after watching one episode, you must open a premium membership to watch the next episode. Of course, you don't have to register as a premium member, because you can watch the second episode in a week. As a fan of Miyobi, how can I bear this? Especially the theme of The Passerby Girl, it just gets everyone's point. The 3 girls who appeared in the first episode made everyone itch. Of course, many people were satisfied physically and mentally when they saw Chiu. Of course, some people also began to like Yin Lily with twin ponytails. As for Kato Hui, there are fewer people who like her. After all, compared with Chiu and Yin Lily, she seems to be more ordinary. As for why Susiener did not change Kato Hui's name, in addition to attracting the tribe members, it is because Kato Hui's name is ordinary enough. She originally wanted to change it to Teng Hui, but Susiener herself wanted to complain about this name. So Susiener thought about it and did not change the name. Ovo. Transformed into a comic book artist. Author, Miao Bai Sheng Wu. Chapter 403. Party disputes are an eternal topic. In the past, although there were harem comics, they were all harems in martial arts fantasy, and everyone was used to the theme of one man and many women. And these girls were basically vases, and cartoonists took advantage of women's weakness and found things for the protagonist to do. For example, the heroine was captured by the enemy, and then told the protagonist to come up and die, otherwise he would give XX to XX. This kind of event is the main point of the plot. Of course, that is a very old storyline, extremely bloody. Now whoever writes or draws a story with this kind of plot will definitely be sprayed to death. Because this is completely a poisonous point, they have 10,000 ways to write various genres of play after the heroine is captured by the villain, and there is no repetition. And the Lifen at that time was indeed drawn or written using this kind of plot. So when Miyobi teacher drew a harem-themed book Passerby Heroine, everyone was quite surprised. Now there are naturally harem-themed comics, but the heroine is just an embellishment, and the main line is the protagonist's career. However, after reading 10 episodes, they suddenly discovered that the personalities of the heroines were very different. Chiu looked quiet and beautiful, but she was extremely treacherous inside, and her profession was actually a light novel writer. And Yin Lily was actually a comic book artist, and she was very famous, which shocked them. There is such a setting? Obviously, the harem themes drawn by Miyobi teacher are very different, especially the male protagonist, who has no golden fingers at all. If you want to say, he is just an ordinary person. And the reason why he is surrounded by the heroines is that he won at the starting line. This makes everyone envious and jealous. Of course, their favorites are still Chiu and Yin Lily. After reading it on the first day, Chiu bar and Yin Lily bar appeared in the forum. It stands to reason that if 2 heroines of a comic book set up a forum, they should set up forum friends. However, there was no such thing. Chiu fans and Yin Lily's fans are fighting fiercely online. Senior is still the best, those black stockings, that figure, simply amazing. Haha, Senior is just making people want to jerk off. But Yin Lily is really cute, her golden twin ponytails are simply amazing, and every time she gets tsundere, it's simply unbearable. Sorry, Senior can do whatever she wants. Chiu is the real heroine. Have you forgotten that Myobi teacher used Senior's original painting to promote on Weibo? Bullshit. Myobi teacher is just lazy. Don't you have any idea about Myobi teacher's laziness? That, you seem to have forgotten who. Who? Everyone was confused. In addition to Chiu and Yin Lily, are there other heroines in the passerby heroine? Of course, this is just a joke. Now after reading 10 episodes, they already know that perhaps Shen Grenhui is the real heroine. After all, the name of the comic is How to Cultivate a Passerby Heroine, and Kato Hui has the attributes of a passerby in the comic, with a low sense of presence, which makes people forget each other's sense of presence every time. So now every time someone mentions Kato Megami, they will ask with a confused look, who is Kato Megami? Is there such a person in the comics? In just a few hours, Kato Megami's presence has directly evolved into a joke, which makes people laugh. But from these 10 episodes, only Chiu and Yin Lily are more outstanding. Of course, there is also the male protagonist who is criticized for being too weak. But when everyone thinks about how to highlight the outstanding female protagonist without such a weak male protagonist, they will understand. It can be said that the passerby girlfriend has become popular in major two-dimensional circles in just one day. Because the theme of the passerby girlfriend is something they have never seen before. And the main line of the male protagonist is to make a two-dimensional game, which makes them look sideways. They have seen enough of the male protagonist carrying a blood feud, or the main line of getting stronger and stronger. Now that Myobi's the passerby girlfriend has come out, it is like a breeze blowing on their faces, making them very comfortable. The most important thing is the career line of the male and female protagonists, which belongs to the second dimension style, which makes them more interested. In just one day, the forum of the cultivation method of the passerby heroine was established, and the attention instantly reached 50,000, and it was still increasing explosively, and the true love building was also established. However, what made Kato Hui's fans cry was that the entire forum was occupied by people from the two parties of Chiu and Yin Lily. Clicking into every post had replies such as Chiu is the best in black silk in the world and Yin Lily is the best in twin ponytails in the world, which was shocking. Not only the forum, but even Weibo was occupied by black silk and twin ponytails. The first place was black silk, and the second place was twin ponytails. When people who just went online saw it, they couldn't help but stand there, what's going on? The first hot search on Weibo is black silk. Many people look strange. Generally speaking, when talking about black silk, you have to add two words temptation behind it. What's going on with Weibo today? So erotic. However, when everyone clicked in, they were all black. It turned out to be the characteristics of the two characters in the comics. It's addictive. But even so, everyone was curious and searched for the passerby girl. And when they started watching, they couldn't help but get hooked. More and more people got hooked, and the number of members of P Station increased. In addition, because of the passerby girl, its VIP members also increased. Lu Ruyan spent the whole day staring at the data in front of the screen, and she would publish the data on the official Weibo of P Station every 3 hours. As of 24 hours, the user traffic of P Station has reached 56 million in one day, the number of registered painters has reached 2.7 million, the number of registered members has reached 21 million, and the number of members who have opened the VIP membership has reached 15 million. When this set of data came out, people who have been paying attention to P Station were deeply shocked. Although compared with the data of the 3 hours of opening yesterday, anyone with a discerning eye knows that the opening of the site is the time when P Station is most popular, and most people enter P Station as soon as possible because of the previous publicity. They thought that there would not be much increase in one day, but because of the popularity of Taiba and Weibo in the evening, P Station has done another wave of free publicity, which is simply amazing. Lu Ruyan's heart is completely restless. P Station has such data just after opening, which means that P Station has established a firm foothold among many websites and has basically become the top website in China within one day. Of course, Lu Ruyan also knows that it is the painters who can make P Station live and work, but the number of registered painters has also reached 2.7 million, and from the background, countless painters have published their works. Although I don't know how good these people's works are, judging by the number, P Station has become completely popular. Transformed into a comic book artist. Author, Miao by Shen Wu. Chapter 404. Wang Lang is an ordinary yet extraordinary white-collar worker. He is ordinary because Wang Lang is a person who muddles around in the company. He neither pleases his superiors nor gets along well with his colleagues. He is a marginal little transparent person. For Wang Lang, life is short and he does not want to work himself to death for work. It is enough to survive, since he grew up in an orphanage. In private, Wang Lang likes animation and comics more, but in the early days, due to the style of painting, not many people liked the second dimension. Wang Lang is one of them who has always been obsessed with it. For Wang Lang, the style of painting does not matter. It is really amazing to be able to use your own brush to show the characters. However, when a comic book artist named Miaobi appeared, Wang Lang suddenly realized that when the style of painting returns to nature, it will give people a huge impact. Wang Lang was completely attracted by the fresh and natural subversive style of the Suxian series. From then on, he was fascinated by the style and could not extricate himself. After get off work, he would copy Suxianer style at home. Since then, Wang Lang has become a fan of Miaobi. As a die-hard fan who does not participate in the battle online and silently supports Suxianer, Wang Lang has been silently following Suxianer's footsteps. And as an idle painter, Wang Lang has been learning Suxianer's painting style. He found that Miaobi's painting style is very different. When the brush is in Miaobi's hands, it seems that the whole world is colorful. Wang Lang naturally knew about the rumor that Miaobi had set up P Station 2 days ago. However, he worked overtime on weekends, so he did not observe P Station in the first time. After get off work today, he went home directly and opened P Station. Without saying anything, he registered as a member. Then he began to browse P Station curiously, and soon found a Become a Painter button in the upper right corner of the web page. Wang Lang clicked in, hesitated for a while, and began to fill in the information. As a painter, no matter how obscure Wang Lang's personality is, he hopes that his work can attract others. He hopes that others can see his work and praise it, and Wang Lang will be satisfied. This is a very small wish. Wang Lang has loved painting since he was young, but the path of being a painter was not promising in the past. How can he survive if he can't make money? As a social person, Wang Lang's first concern is survival. Entertainment comes later. Now Miaobi Teacher has opened a P Station to encourage painters from all over the country to join. Wang Lang naturally chooses to join. Anyway, P Station does not force you to publish a certain amount of works at a certain time. The atmosphere is free. After becoming a painter on P Station, Wang Lang flipped through his folders. He usually saves his paintings in the folders after finishing them. He flips through them when he has nothing to do to satisfy himself. However, now that there is a sharing platform, Wang Lang naturally wants to get recognition from others. Upload and share, all in one go. When uploading the original paintings that he thought were the best, Wang Lang found that a prompt suddenly popped up. Do you want to put a pen name watermark on the lower right corner of the work? Wang Lang was stunned. He didn't expect P Station to have such a service. He agreed with this service very much. Yes. After clicking OK, Wang Lang's work was directly published on P Station. The next moment, Wang Lang refreshed the page. Then he scratched his head. Although he knew that no one would comment on it just after it was released, he was still disappointed. In the next few minutes, Wang Lang refreshed from time to time, but he thought it was too stupid to react, so he quickly stopped this idiotic behavior and started to catch up on B Station. Because of the style of Miobi Teacher, there are now many excellent comics in the comics industry, and there are naturally more animated works. For the new series that are growing day by day, many people who like ACT feel very happy. This is also the reason why Susienner's fans have such a strong cohesion, because Susienner has enriched the spiritual entertainment of modern young people in disguise. For those who like the second dimension, Susienner is simply a spiritual mentor. Just relying on this point, most people basically support Susienner without thinking, and Wang Lang is one of them. After Wang Lang watched 2 episodes of the new series, he couldn't help but open his own artist page on P Station again and refreshed it. He looked closely and was shocked. Uehulu rewarded the painter Wang Sidu with a fountain pen. Shameless man, can I use your original painting of 9 songs looking at the moon as my desktop wallpaper? On the internet, Wang Sidu has long been one of the ghost animal stars, and Wang Lang has the same name as the other party, so he took such a pen name out of fun, so he knew that Uehulu's words were just a joke. And the other party actually rewarded him. He checked and found that a fountain pen is 50 yuan, and the platform and the painter are 3:7. P Station takes 30%, and the painter takes 70%. In Susienner's view, P Station was an island country in the previous life, so the model of P Station is naturally based on the habits of the island people. But since it has become China in this life, it must keep up with the modern trend of China. In modern society, even Weibo has a reward model, and almost all major websites have opened a reward model. Susienner thinks that P Station can also keep up with the trend, so she also quoted this reward model on P Station. But she is more humane and knows that painters in this world are very miserable. Therefore, only 30% of the reward will be collected, and the remaining 7 levels will be given to the painter. So Wang Lang was surprised. He had only watched 2 episodes of the show, less than an hour, and he had earned 35 yuan? The other party just wanted to use the original painting as wallpaper. Thinking of this, he quickly replied to the other party, "No problem, you can use all the original paintings here as desktop wallpapers. If you need, I can remove the watermark and send you the original picture." As soon as he typed and posted, Uehulu replied, "Happy expression, really? Thank you. After adding friends on P Station, you can post the original picture in the background. Let's add friends." Obviously Uehulu was very happy to see Wang Lang's original painting, otherwise she would not have rewarded 50 yuan. There is such a thing? Soon, Wang Lang added Uehulu as a friend and sent the original painting to the other party in the background. By the way, since you are a painter, don't you participate in the activities held by P Station, Uehulu typed while downloading. What activities? Wang Lang was confused. Why did the other party seem to know everything? Although P Station had only been open for a little over a day, Uehulu was obviously an old hand and replied, "P Station held a fan contest. You can find out by clicking on the banner on the homepage." When Wang Lang heard this, he went to the homepage and saw a banner for a fan event. And it was obvious that this event was about artists, which made Wang Lang a little itchy. To celebrate the fact that P Station had over 3 million artists, Miobi Teacher jointly held a fan creation contest with P Station, B Station, and Tencent Comics. OVO. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Transformed into a comic book artist. Author, Miao by Sheng Wu. Chapter 405. The so-called fan creation contest actually has very simple rules. The fan creation contest is to recreate all the works that Susiener has created. Even the characters in the book can be used. Of course, if they are created, they must be normal works. They can be borderline, but they cannot be truly erotic. You can let Light Yagami from Book of Life and Death meet Mitsuha from Your Name, or you can let Chiyoshio meet Light Yagami. You can also set up your own worldview and match the characters. Even more, if you are a Yuri fan, you can draw and weave plots, and you can even let Mitsuha, Chiyoshio, and even Yin Lily do Yuri, all of which are up to the creator's heart. As long as the plot is reasonable, there are no rules for this competition, and it is free to create. Of course, the competition will naturally select the best secondary works. And once they are selected, P Station will cooperate with Tencent Animation and B Station to adapt them into animations, and their stories will also be labeled as official fan works. Originally, according to Susiener's idea, the competition was to wait until the website stabilized before holding it. But unexpectedly, P Station broke through the sky in just 2 or 3 days, so Lu Ruyan asked her to strike while the iron was hot and start holding competitions directly. For these, Susiener let Lu Ruyan handle it completely without asking her. Don't you know she is playing games? Unexpectedly, the first competition held by Lu Ruyan was to let the painters create secondary works based on the characters of her plagiarized works. This move is very bold, but Susiener is very supportive. In the previous life, the island country was very supportive of secondary creation, as long as it was not used for commercialization. Even if the cartoonist or author agrees, you can commercialize it. Under this atmosphere, the island country's animation industry is worthy of ranking third in the country. So Susiener felt that she must also let China have this atmosphere. Since she was called a pioneer, she didn't mind driving it. So this competition was born. And Chen Rui and Zhao Jing were really surprised. Modern cartoonists attach great importance to the characters they create, because each character attracts fans, which can generate economic value, such as posters, figurines, etc. But now Susiener has taken out the characters she created, which are very popular comic characters, for other painters to recreate. This behavior is really admirable. Zhao Jing and Chen Rui really admire Susiener very much. It is natural to admire her for being able to do things that ordinary people cannot do. When the competition on P Station was revealed in the comics industry, everyone was shocked. She actually took out the characters she wrote and asked other painters to recreate them. This kind of heroism is admirable. And when this news was revealed, many cartoonists were very interested. You know, whether it is Light Yagami, L, or Mitsuha, etc., or even the characters in the books of Teacher Miyobi, they are all classics. For example, the story of the girl next door in the second episode of Susien series has been dug out. Many people know that when Teacher Miyobi drew the second episode, Lin Jingshu lived next door to Teacher Miyobi. This girl next door is likely to be based on Lin Jingshu. Of course, this is just a rumor circulated on the forum. Whether it is true or not, the parties involved and the creators have not come out to explain. But this obviously made them like the girl next door in the second episode. In the past, they just used her as a side dish, but now the girl next door has her own fans on the forum. This is the fan effect of the comic characters created by the cartoonist. So if you can use the characters in the comics of Miyobi Teacher to create a second work, then as long as the story is interesting and is selected for the Gold Award, it can also be adapted into an official fan animation. This is something that many cartoonists dare not even think about, but now it appears on P Station. This is an opportunity. Many unsatisfactory cartoonists, even some famous cartoonists, have twinkling eyes and want to participate. So they directly log in to P Station to register as painters, and then participate in this fan creation competition. And Wang Lang has already chosen to participate at this time. The competition time is 3 months, which is more than enough. Even if he is free from work, he has the ability to complete it. Because he plans to adapt your name, he has not thought about the story yet. But the setting has been thought of. For example, turning the male protagonist Tachitaki into a girl, and then having a lesbian relationship with Mitsuha. He thinks this adaptation is very interesting, and he doesn't care whether other people will find it interesting. After all, painting is mainly a hobby, not his homepage, and he is not aiming for the reward. As long as he is happy, that's fine. What Susiener didn't know was that not only the artists were excited, but the fans were even more excited than the artists, because they followed these works and even knew more about them than the artists. So when P Station held this event, they immediately started a heated discussion on Taiba, Weibo, and fan groups. What if Light Yagami came back to life? What if L didn't die? Or what if Light Yagami and L were gay? And there were also suggestions that Light Yagami would go to the world of your name and kill Tachitaki, and then fall in love with Mitsuha. After all, Book of Life and Death is Susiener's most popular comic, no doubt about it. And Light Yagami is a very impressive character, and I have to mention it more. Of course, Susiener didn't waver at all about everyone's discussion. Now she is playing the second part of Beautiful Girl Kajik, which she just made. Chen Rui originally didn't plan to make this kind of game, but the first one was so popular online that the sales volume skyrocketed. So, in front of money, dignity. What is that? Chen Rui chose to give in. Although she had played the second part in her previous life, Susiener hadn't touched this game for a long time, so it was necessary to familiarize herself with it. Moreover, she hadn't drawn a book for a long time, and she almost forgot her old profession. But think about it, drawing a book is so tiring, let's talk about it later. So. Just when Susiener was having fun, Lin Jingshu suddenly pushed the door in, and then saw the filth on Susiener's computer at a glance. She stuttered instantly, what are you doing? Then perhaps she felt ashamed, and without waiting for Susiener to answer, she closed the door and disappeared. Susiener was stunned for a moment. Then she quickly put down the game and ran to Lin Jingshu's room. What's wrong? What's the matter? As for being caught playing erotic games, Susiener had no sense of shame at all. Lin Jingshu saw Susiener running over and glared at her unhappily. She originally wanted to tell her that she had figured it out and would participate in the Tianlei competition. But she didn't expect that the other party was playing that kind of game. Thinking about it, she saw Susiener approaching, and she directly pulled the other's wide sleeves, revealing the delicate white jade skin on her shoulders, and bit her shoulders. Lin Jingshu was taking revenge. OV. Transformed into a comic book artist. Author, Miao by Sheng Wu. Chapter 406. Hiss. Susiener took a breath of cold air. Lin Jingshu's bite was not strong, but it depends on who she bit. You have to know that Susiener's body is very sensitive, and her skin is as white and crystal clear as ice and snow. With such delicate skin, it will be broken if you accidentally touch it. After Lin Jingshu bit her, she also realized that she just wanted to take revenge. After all, Susiener had been very domineering and asked her to participate in the Tianlei sound competition before, regardless of whether she agreed or not. Of course, she was angry. However, when she heard Susiener's cry of pain, Lin Jingshu quickly stopped. Then she looked at Susiener's shoulder, leaving a tooth mark on her skin, but there was no bleeding. Lin Jingshu looked at Susiener speechlessly, but her eyes were very nervous. Does it hurt? Ahem, it's okay, Susiener said nonchalantly. It hurt when she bit just now, but it was just her sensitivity, and it didn't hurt. However, she also knew Lin Jingshu's mentality, so she quickly skipped the topic and asked curiously, what do you want to talk to me about? Didn't you always ask me to participate in Tianlei Zion? I've figured it out and I will definitely take it seriously, but I don't know how far I can go. Since it is a large-scale talent show jointly organized by CCTV and major colleges and universities, it must be very difficult. After all, it is a national event, so there must be many hidden dragons and crouching tigers. Lin Jingshu has no idea whether she can stand out. Su Xian'er was delighted. As long as Lin Jingshu participated, she was very sure that she would let her win the championship. Because Dean Li has already said that original songs with very good quality are a great plus. After all, why do they hold this competition? Isn't it because they are looking for talents in the music industry? Then original songs will affect the judges to a certain extent. A few days later, Dean Li called Su Xian'er and told her that the rules she mentioned were basically passed. And Su Xian'er also readily agreed to be a judge. Dean Li said tactfully, "The heavenly sound is about to be held. The stage has actually been built before, and it will be almost completed in a month. So CCTV wants to use your fame for publicity." Oh. Su Xian'er blinked. "What about the money?" Dean Li coughed lightly and said, "The money has been almost used up for building the stage, so." Dean Li did not say the rest. Although the school cooperates with CCTV, the money is basically used to buy musical instruments. Since it is called heavenly sound, in order to fully display the sound, the tools must be refined. You are trying to get something for nothing. Su Xian'er was speechless. Although she didn't care much about popularity, Su Xian'er knew that if she really endorsed it, it would be impossible to invite her without tens of millions for a quarter. This is calculated based on popularity. If it is based on her popularity among Chinese teenagers, the endorsement fee will have to double again. But she thought about it. In Su Xian'er's opinion, Tianlai is a way for Lin Jingshu to become famous. As long as it can make Lin Jingshu famous, it's fine. As for the endorsement fee, it's fine as long as it can be paid in the end. A few days later, Su Xian'er left school alone for the first time and signed a contract with CCTV. The contract is very simple, that is, if Tianlai is a big hit, then the title fee will definitely not be low, and Su Xian'er's endorsement fee will definitely be paid at that time. If Tianlai unfortunately dies after one episode, then Su Xian'er's endorsement fee will also be paid, but it may not be too much, about a few million. Su Xian'er has no objection to this. Soon, a month passed. The development of P Station in this month can be described in one word: it is thriving, and countless works have emerged in the fan creation competition. Lu Ruyan was extremely happy. If P Station was so popular when it was just opened, it would give people a false sense of prosperity. Then the works of countless painters emerged this month, which let everyone know that P Station has indeed laid the foundation of the website. Its more than 10 million users have made it the first painter website in the country within this month. There are not many painters officially counted in China. But there are many people who like to paint privately. After all, it is an interesting art form to show what you imagine in your mind in the form of painting, and many people like it. It's just that this art form cannot make people live under the previous style of painting. So basically, after entering society, everyone rarely picks up a pen to paint. But P Station gave them a platform. The atmosphere here is free and equal, and they can also get rewards that were unimaginable in the past. What else is there to be dissatisfied with? And if the popularity of the work is high enough, the official P Station will contact the painter and let the painter's work be included in the yearbook. This yearbook has only appeared in the official activities in the last month. And this activity is calculated on a yearly basis, so many people still don't know what kind of activity this yearbook is. The main reason is that there are not many painters who have been contacted by the official, so everyone is not clear about this activity. Of course, this does not prevent everyone from making some guesses. If the fan creation contest of P Station is in full swing and attracts attention, it only attracts the attention of painters and fans who like painting. Then the national talent show Sound of Heaven has shocked the whole country. The large-scale talent show held by the music colleges of major provincial capitals and CCTV has attracted attention, and it has started nationwide publicity a month ago. And the spokesperson for the Heavenly Sound, unbelievably, is Susienner. This surprised everyone. CCTV had never expected that when the spokesperson for the Heavenly Sound was Susienner, it would actually receive unparalleled attention. You know, they didn't plan to find a spokesperson at first, but after all, it was the first Heavenly Sound. Although it was jointly organized by major music colleges and CCTV, the popularity should not be low, but there is always a chance. So they considered letting Susienner be the spokesperson, because Susienner is very popular among young people, and although the cartoonist is a homepage, her voice can also be called heavenly when singing. So they felt that Susienner's image was very consistent with the Heavenly Sound, so they found Susienner. And Susienner also signed a contract for Lin Jingshu, otherwise she would not have signed an endorsement contract. After all, if you endorse, you have to take pictures, and Susienner got goosebumps just thinking about being admired in public. As a result, even Susienner herself did not expect that just because of her endorsement, Tianlei Zion would receive unparalleled attention before the auditions. And when they learned that she was a judge, the number of auditions increased dramatically within a week. This made the people at CCTV know that they had found a treasure. Transformed into a comic book artist. Author, Miao by Shen Wu. Chapter 407. Chapter 391 GG Launch. The news of Susienner's endorsement was widely spread on the internet. In order to make the Tianlei Zion program more influential and to make Lin Jingshu's victory even more influential, Susienner reluctantly agreed to CCTV to take 2 photos. One photo of Hanfu and one photo of kimono. The Hanfu photo is generally plain green, and the background is mainly rockery streams. Susienner's petite body stands on the bridge with a gentle face against the background of Hanfu, which completely confirms the title of Little Fairy. The kimono is mainly moon white with cherry blossoms on it. Standing under the cherry blossom tree, Susienner's beautiful face directly conquered all fans. 2 beautiful photos for promotion. This surprised many of Susienner's fans. The most important thing is that although Susienner has cosplayed in the past, there are only 1 or 2 photos, which can't quench their thirst at all. Now 2 more photos have come out, which makes people feel very excited. Tianlei Zion's Weibo posted a pitiful Weibo. We knelt on the ground to ask for the consent of Miobi teacher. Attached is a picture of the injured knee. Tianlei Zion's Weibo once again increased the influence of this Tianlei Zion event. This also made the director of Tianlei Zion feel relieved. With such popularity, as long as they don't do anything stupid, the ratings are basically stable. Of course, the most important thing is that Susienner is still a judge of Tianlei Zion. When this news is released, the ratings of Tianlei Zion will definitely explode. Soon the auditions began, but unlike the previous discussion, Lin Jingshu did not choose to directly advance to the top 72. When Susienner and Dean Li discussed it before, they mentioned this item, asking all judges to introduce a contestant. And the contestants introduced by the 9 judges can directly advance to the top 72. But Lin Jingshu refused directly after hearing the news. After all, this is a competition. If Tianlei Zion is to be held for a long time, then this backdoor privilege must be eliminated. Susienner really couldn't convince Lin Jingshu about this, so she discussed it with Dean Li and felt that it was really not possible. In the past, backdoors were always done quietly, but this is a competition after all. If only people introduced by the judges can avoid participating in the auditions, then perhaps everyone will not improve their musical literacy in the future, but will go to bribe the judges. So Tianlei Zion made a careful decision and directly cancelled this privilege. After everything is to be continued, the auditions began. This time it is a national audition, mainly in provincial capitals, and the finals will be held in Yanjing. And Lin Jingshu is now in Yanjing, so she signed up for Tianlai Xian's Yanjing regional audition. For the auditions, Susiener planned to give Lin Jingshu a few original songs just in case. If she regards the other party as her wife, she will naturally love her well. If she is eliminated in the auditions, wouldn't it be embarrassing? However, Lin Jingshu rolled her eyes angrily. Don't you have confidence in me? Isn't this just in case? Susiener said cautiously. I've been learning music since I was a child, and I've been studying for 10 years. Lin Jingshu hummed. I still have confidence in the audition. Okay, Susiener agreed reluctantly. However, Lin Jingshu knew in her heart that the reason why Susiener became a judge and spokesperson for Tianlai Xian was entirely for her. So she leaned close to Susiener's ear and whispered, I want to tell you something. I called my parents this year and I won't go back for the new year. If I don't go back, doesn't it mean I'll spend it with myself? Although Susiener was happy in her heart, she still said proudly, okay, then I'll let you spend it with me. Reluctantly. The pit ant wanted to accompany her, but she refused directly. Because from memory, when the new year came, the ant would drink and act crazy, and finally she needed her to take care of her. During the new year, as long as the ant was there, it would be more tiring than usual. As a lazy guy, I need Lin Jingshu to take care of myself. How can I take care of the ant? With this good news, Susiener was in a very good mood today. She thought she would spend the new year alone again. After all, Wang Ximen and Shianayui Sakura would definitely go home to accompany their parents. Susiener's eyes suddenly lit up. Wouldn't it be that during the new year, she and Lin Jingshu would be alone? She felt that after the kiss, her relationship with Lin Jingshu had taken a big step forward. Should she take it a step further during the new year? However, Susiener was worried that it was her illusion, which made Susiener entangled. Lin Jingshu went to practice for the sound of nature, while Susiener returned to the room to continue playing the second part of Beautiful Girl Kaleidoscope, and by the way, she was entangled in the new year. While Susiener was playing, Chen Rui called. Susiener answered the phone calmly. She was used to it. Mr. Miyobi, excuse me for interrupting you, Chen Rui coughed and said, I have something to say. Hurry up. Ahem, isn't it that B Station is going to auction Sujug's life-size figurine during the New Year's festival, so they plan to warm up at this time. Can we use P Station to fight Gigi? Chen Rui said this very shamefully. B Station has been established for nearly 10 years, but the popularity of the website is not as good as P Station. But this is also helpless for Chen Rui. With the Art Association promoting Susiener, P Station has almost integrated painters from all over the country. In addition, P Station's activities are constantly held, and Susiener's fame is used as the main publicity. In addition, teachers from various art schools will also recommend P Station in their lectures, which has made P Station very popular recently. If it weren't for the Tianlai Xian, I'm afraid that the internet would be full of news about P Station recently. And it was only because of 2 photos of Susiener that the popularity of P Station was pushed down. It can be said that this is completely a PK between Susiener and himself. With such a large amount of traffic, Chen Rui naturally didn't want to let it go. He sighed secretly that as time went by, Susiener's influence was really getting bigger and bigger. P Station doesn't put Gigi in the previous life. P Station's income basically relied on Gigi, but Susiener is not short of money now, and just wants to create a pure P Station. Of course, the activities held also have profit space to operate. But she left all this to Lu Ruyan. Anyway, she was too lazy to care. Hey, isn't there a blank banner in the middle of P Station? Isn't that the place to put Gigi? Susiener was speechless. That's reserved for events, not for Gigi. It's better to keep it anyway. You talk to Lu Ruyan, Susiener said with an impatient and disgusted look. Just say I agree, Of course don't forget to pay the GG fee. Susienner knew that Chen Rui would definitely chase her shamelessly, so she simply agreed. Anyway, if there is an event, just take down GG directly. By the way, mention it on Weibo. Beep beep beep. I haven't written for 2 months, and I can't write novels anymore. I wrote this chapter for 3 hours, and I feel that the quality is still not good after reading it. Helpless. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Transformed into a comic book artist. Author, Miao by Shen Wu. Chapter 408. No matter how lively the Tianlai is, it is just an audition at this moment, so Susienner, as a judge of Tianlai, doesn't pay attention to it at this time. Once the door is closed, Xiaohuanju is playing like crazy. It has to be said that after this world was developed by her, and with B Station keeping up with the pace, the quality of Xiaohuanju is extremely high. During the days of the audition, the game production lady of B Station also talked to her and said that B Station itself wanted to develop Xiaohuanju, which made Susienner happy. She drew the book in the past, wasn't it to accelerate the development of ACK? Now the comics industry is really rising, and it has also driven the development of the animation industry. Now Xiaohuanju has also developed, which is gratifying. In a blink of an eye, 3 months have passed. Lin Jingshu amazed the whole country with the song If There Is an Afterlife in the Tianlai finals and won the championship trophy. If There Is an Afterlife is a song sung by the singer Tan Wei in the previous life. The lyrics were written by Gao Xiaosong and the music was composed by Ji Yifei, a member of the Milk Coffee Group. In the previous life, this song won 10 nominations, including the Beijing Pop Music Ceremony Annual Golden Song, the Mainland Annual Best Lyricist Award, the Annual Best Composer Award, and the Annual Best Arranger Award. This is a song that is praised as the representative of the paradise. It depicts the beautiful lyrics like poetry and painting, creating the fantasy of the paradise. The lyrics describe the longing for a simple life on the prairie and the days away from the world with the lover. When Lin Jingshu sang in the finals with a soft and gentle voice, everyone was infected by this simple and pure but powerful singing voice. Modern is an impetuous society. The song If There Is an Afterlife sings the beautiful world that countless people yearn for. Even Susienner couldn't help but admire it. Compared with Tan Wei, Lin Jingshu's voice has another kind of charm. As soon as this song came out, it was almost invincible. All the judges expressed their high praise for the song, which made Susienner, who was sitting on the judge's seat, a little embarrassed to give a score. But in the end, Susienner still shamelessly gave full marks. After all, everyone saw and heard Lin Jingshu's singing skills. It would be embarrassing not to give full marks. In addition to If There Is an Afterlife in the finals, Lin Jingshu also sang My Deskmate in the quarterfinals and Legend in the semifinals. Each song is a classic song. After all, this is the first session of Tianlai. Susienner knows that the first place in the first session has an extraordinary status, so she naturally has to choose songs carefully. As the first session, it is naturally the most popular session, and with Susienner's endorsement, the popularity has been dominating the top of Weibo and has not dropped. After the finals, Lin Jingshu is almost known throughout the country. 3 golden songs, almost in front of other songs, occupy the top 3 positions in popularity. She was rated as a little queen by the mass media, and was rated as a double pride together with Susienner. Although Susienner had no intention of entering the music industry, this did not prevent the songs she sang from attracting attention. In addition, whenever Lin Jingshu went on stage, she would start with "This is Susienner's creation," to indicate that although the songs were original, they were all created by Susienner. This made the media even more excited. However, Lin Jingshu, like Susienner, stayed in the dormitory all day after winning the championship to avoid the media and rarely went out. After all, she is still a college student. She just wanted to train herself in this competition before, but she didn't expect it to turn out like this. Some reporters wanted to interview Lin Jingshu, but the special nature of her university meant that they could only watch from outside and couldn't get in at all. After half a month, the popularity has dropped a lot. But many reporters are still wandering around outside, and there are fewer until the new year. Of course, there are also some reporters who are waiting for Susiener and Lin Jingshu to come out. After all, they are going to have a holiday for the new year, so they can't not go home, right? As a result, when the holiday came, many reporters didn't see Susiener and Lin Jingshu. Not to mention the Chinese New Year. While the reporter was waiting, the land of China gradually became festive. The spring festival activities of major games made Susiener's liver ache. Fortunately, there is Myobi Studio, otherwise the progress of the comics will also be slowed down. It's just hard for those painters who have to work overtime during the Chinese New Year. In addition to major game companies, B Station's New Year's festival is also in full swing. Of course, the most anticipated is the 2,233 figurines with special numbers auctioned by B Station on Dobayo. You should know that the actors of 2,233 on B Station are actually Susiener and Lin Jingshu, which is something many people know. Moreover, in addition to the 2,233 figurine, there is also a life-size figurine of Sujug. Even people who never paid attention to figurines before are paying attention to this trend with envy. The money is too hot this year. I can already see the prices of those special numbers at auction. Can you guess how much a Jug figure can be sold for? If it's made, it's about 100,000, but it's definitely worth more. I guess $1 million. There are still many rich people. I heard that Wang Ximen shouted on Weibo that he must win. Doesn't Wang Ximen live with Myobi teacher? She can sleep with Myobi teacher every day, and she wants to compete with us for the figure. When the internet was noisy, the auction began. However, the 2,233 figures in the front were okay, the highest was more than 200,000. But when the auction of Sujug and other figures began, everyone found that the situation was out of control. 500,000. 2 million. 6 million. 50 million. 100 million. 5 billion. 19.8 billion. Susiener and Lin Jingshu, who were sitting in front of the computer, were both stunned, not to mention the melon eaters who had been paying attention. Their melons fell off. 198e. XM. So many zeros. Crazy. No one thought that Sujug's lifelike figure could fetch so much money. But someone quickly reacted. This auction only requires a 100 deposit. Failure to pay will result in a penalty of 100 deposit at most. In other words, it is very likely that some people are driving up prices. Many people couldn't laugh or cry. Station B also quickly intervened because there were too many things to do during the new year and such a big mistake occurred. However, the 198e memes have appeared and cannot be eliminated at all. In the end, Sujug's figure was photographed by Wang Ximen for 19 million, which shocked many people. Then Wang Ximen opened Weibo and took some selfies. At the same time, she also posted photos with Susiener and the payment bill. Finally, he said, the Mengxian live broadcast platform is not short of money, but it is short of anchors. Wang Zongmu is very pleased that his daughter can finally do marketing promotions. Susiener and Lin Jingshu watched a play one night and couldn't laugh or cry. At night, the two slept in the same bed. Wang Ximen and Xiana Yueying both went home. Although they were in contact online, Susiener and Lin Jingshu were the only ones in the dormitory. Lin Jingshu was still afraid of such a big house, so she pulled Susiener to sleep with her. When sleeping at night, Susiener had a rare nightmare. She dreamed that after graduating from college, Lin Jingshu abandoned her and married a faceless man, leaving her alone. When she woke up, she saw Lin Jingshu's bright eyes looking at her with a worried look on her face. "Jingshu, will you get married in the future?" Susiener couldn't help but blurt out as she thought of the nightmare just now. Lin Jingshu said softly, "If you don't get married, I won't get married, because I still have to take care of you." Complete the book. Happy Mid-Autumn Festival OVO.